Yip, yippity doody. Yippity dippity dip. Boop bop, boop bop, boop bop. Boop bop, boop bop, boop bop. Relationships, partnerships, all of that good stuff. Welcome to the King Moolah Podcast. Welcome to the King Moolah Podcast. Welcome to the King Moolah Podcast, y'all. Woo! Okay. Hey, y'all. My name is King. We got a good one. Well, I got a good one. I got a good one today. This is a big one. This is a big one. This is something that people would usually seek for themselves. I think people need to that should really pay attention to what I'm going to bring in this episode. Just to apply it to your own life as well, with all my other episodes, of course, but all the other episodes are more so informative. Well, yes, they're all informative, but I mean, I don't know if you're going to apply it to your life or not. If you do, great. If you don't, well, I mean, is what it is. But, yeah, and what I'm getting at is, for the topic today is, what do you want in a partner? Okay, it's a very important question you ask yourselves if you are seeking a relationship. So this is a relationship episode. So for those who are not seeking a relationship or don't want to anytime soon, you can still listen in. You know, still good information that's going to be given. But I mean, if it's nothing that's really going to change your mind, it's no problem, because it is your right to want to remain single because of whatever reasons that you came into, you concluded to. So that's fine. You can still listen in. This is not exclusive to people seeking a relationship. It's for anybody. Okay, I keep my podcast open enough to where anybody can come in and listen in and to be able to grab this information. You know, get a load of this good old content. It's really good content. It's really great insight. Okay. So how I want to go about this is, first off by saying, well, you know, before I start that, let me just tell you, it's a nice Saturday afternoon. Yeah, it's a really nice Saturday afternoon. You know, things are. This is after the Hurricane Helene, not Helen, Helene. But some people might call it Helen for some reason. Helen. Well, okay, so that makes sense. But somebody call it like Helen, like full stop. It's Helene, not Helen, like Helen. So there's a bit of debris. For all the people affected, I seen a video in Georgia. Yeah, some place in Georgia got hit bad, and there's another place in Georgia State Park got flooded with alligators, which is interesting. Cause man, I've never seen that many alligators in one spot. It looks like a alligator float. You get a crocodile float is what they would call it. But an alligator, I ain't never seen that many alligators cooped up in one place. Never. And I'm Florida born and raised. I haven't even actually seen an alligator in outside of a zoo or outside of the Everglades field trip that I took a long time ago. Outside of that, I ain't never seen one in my backyard. I ain't never seen one in a lake or pond anywhere. I've never seen one. For real. And I'm always like going to places where there's a lot of ponds and lakes and stuff like that. I never catch a glimpse of them. And I be walking, and there's some of them that are really close, like to like the walking area, and you just don't see it. And it's just interesting to me that I don't get to see them at all. Being here as long as I've been here. Being born and raised and not really seeing them outside of a zoo or anything. But yeah, Hurricane Helen has done some catastrophic damage to some places where I'm at, but not really. For the majority part of the area I'm in, we haven't been hit. It's only the coastal areas in some places south from me and stuff like that. So that's, I've seen some actual damage from residents that live around here. But other than that, everybody's cool. There's not a few power lines I've seen down, but nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Everybody's safe. Even in state capital, I didn't see nothing. I didn't see. I knew somebody in state capital, so they didn't say it was nothing as much easier. But Georgia looked like it got hit, like a big one. Because I seen them flooded badly. Like I seen the storm surge up to how high is a regular sedan? Maybe like up to like 5 feet. Like 5 feet underwater. Like a whole. I seen a car almost engulfed almost submerged in flood water. That is ridiculous. But yeah, that's just what's going on. Okay, so now let me get into the episode because I was just rambling on. But you know how y'all doing? How's the weekend for y'all? If y'all having a good weekend, if the hurricane ain't passing, nothing like that. But yeah, just hope y'all doing well and y'all can rebuild if you have to, and getting things done and getting things situated. But it's been an interesting week for me. Now, let's actually get into the topic. What do you want in a relationship? No, what do you want in a partner? Just to make, because of course it's about the relationship between y'all. But so to start off, I've said this in earlier podcast episodes, and I'm going to continue to say this every time of a relationship episode, friendship, and whatever type of episode that requires multiple people and the bonds that connect us and the things that we share. Relationships are the building blocks of society. Relationships is the foundation to society. That's the correct way I use it. But building blocks is just fine as well. So in order to create a relationship, but this goes into deep in how do you make the blocks? Like if it's the foundation, how do you start building the foundation? Well, it starts by wanting to learn. Your willingness to learn how to make a foundation. And it comes with certain sets, certain bare minimum requirements. Now there are differences for there's different types of foundations. The foundation itself isn't really what I'm getting at. It's more so like the type of foundation is not what I'm getting at. It's the fortitude of the foundation, how strong it is. Because there's plenty of weak foundations. If you build a weak foundation, it's all going to crumble. No matter how much stuff you put on it, or it might not be able to hold any weight at all of a relationship at all. So how do you build a foundation? You got a willingness to learn. That's one thing. You got to learn. You got to have the willingness to learn. Willingness means you have to want to learn. You have to want to learn how to, you got to learn yourself. You got to learn yourself first. Learn yourself first, and then once you feel comfortable enough that you know yourself and the things that you do, things that tick you off, and the things that you like and you dislike and you love, and you know what turns you on, you know what turns you off, you know what gets you going, you know what keeps you inspired and motivated so once you know all of that, then you can look for that in someone else. You can look for those same things in someone else. And what I'm really getting at is a concept called core values. A phrase called core values. Now, what is core values? Well, you already know how this goes. I like to define everything so that we understand what's going on here. Okay, so let me, first, I got a few things to define. So let me define foundation, because I said it in earlier without actually explaining. Let me explain that. Foundation. Let's get all the basics. Let's get all the basics out for a relationship episode, so that moving forward, we know what I'm talking about. We know what's going on when somebody mentions foundation, building blocks, relationships. I think I defined it, but I'm gonna put it in there one more time just so. I have a record of it when I'm looking back at this episode. So, foundation by New Oxford American Dictionary is the lowest load-bearing part of the building, typically below ground level. Okay, that is in a structural standpoint. Well, it is structure. Foundation is a structure. But of course, it is talking about you build from the ground up. So it says typically below ground level. So you build from the ground up. Okay? The second definition for it is an underlying basis or principle. That is what foundation that I'm speaking of. Contextually, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I mean. That's what context means. It's what you mean. It's what you actually mean. This idea is the foundation of all modern economics. That's the example. Let's see. The third definition is the act of establishing an institution or organization on a permanent basis, especially with an endowment. Okay, this is about institutions and stuff. Yes, that's not really dealing with relationships. That's dealing with more like building things. Okay, so let's see. Okay, relationship. New Oxford American Dictionary defines it as the way in which two or more concepts, objects, or people are connected, or the state of being connected. Yep, that's pretty much it. We'll go to Merriam-Webster for relationship. The state of being related or interrelated, the relation connecting or binding participants in a relationship, such as a kinship, a specific instance or type of kinship, a state of affairs existing between those having relations or dealings. Okay, that's 3 definitions that I gave you. A romantic or passionate attachment. That's a good. That's one for romantic or passionate attachment. What's a relation? That's because that's the root word. The act of telling or recounting an aspect or quality, such as resemblance, that connects 2 or more things or parts as being or belonging or working together, or as being of the same kind. There it is. There it is. A person connected is the 4th definition for relations, is a person connected by consanguinity or affinity, relative. Okay. Consanguinity. What a word. Consanguinity. That's the word of the day. CONSANGUINITY.
Consanguinity.
There you go. It's splayed. Consanguinity. Consanguinity. No.
Consanguinity.
Consanguinity. I'm sorry. I did butcher that. Oh, well. I realized the mistake. That's all right. Consanguinity.
Consanguinity.
Excuse me. See, I'm doing it again. Consanguinity is the quality or state of being consanguineous, a close relation or connection. There it is. Okay? Consanguineous is of the same blood or origin. That's it. All right. Let me go back to foundation. I didn't give you the second definition on Merriam-Webster. Let me give you that. The act of founding, a basis such as tenet, principle, or axiom upon which something stands or is supported. Yeah, that's it. An underlying base or support. That's it. That's it. Etymology for those two. Let's get on that really quick. Let's get on that. For foundation, late 14th century, act of founding, to lay a bottom or foundation. It's been used, recorded in the late 14th century, being used commonly. Okay, now let's go to relationship. Let's see, 1640s, a sense or state of being related by kindred, affinity, or other alliance. That's it. That's it. Okay. Now that we got those, the building blocks. The building blocks. Let me see. A New Oxford Dictionary defines building blocks as a basic unit for which something is built up. Okay. Merriam-Webster defines building block as a unit of construction or composition, something essential, especially something essential on which a larger entity is based. You can use that to fit the relationship definition because it's essential in order for you to have such experience, history, and insight in all of the in the relationship that you're in or what you're building. So it is, the foundation is the basis. So you get the basis, you get all the things out. Now, I did mention core values. What are core values? Oh, it gave me an AI definition. I wasn't really looking for that, but let me see. Let me see. Can I? Dang. New Oxford, come on, man. Okay, anyways. This is the AI definition. Let me see. Core values are a set of principles or beliefs that guide a person or organization's actions and decisions. Okay. Personal core values, organizational core values, personal core values. These are the ethics or ideals that help a person make decisions, build relationships, and solve problems. They can help a person find jobs in companies that align with their values. Okay, so this is talking about jobs. Even though it can definitely fit into the relationship aspect. This is, here we go. HBR.org describes core values core values are the deeply ingrained principles that guide all of a company's actions. See, they serve as its cultural cornerstones. Here they are, still giving me. Core values are principles you use to help guide both how you view yourself and your decision-making processes in various areas of your life. Okay, I'll take that. From yourdictionary.com. That is from yourdictionary.com. A lot of them gave me that. I'm going to use Cambridge as an actual dictionary. Let me get that. Okay, a value, a belief, etc. that is basic or more important than any other. Okay, that's it. That's a good one. Cambridge Dictionary. And let me get the etymology for that, and then I'm going to go in on what exactly. I'm going to dive a little deeper. Let me see if they got it. Core is early 14th century. They don't have core values, but they got core and value. So Core is early 14th century, heart or innermost part of anything. Yeah, to the core. Value, 1300s. Price equal to the intrinsic worth of a thing, late 14th century. Degree to which something is useful or estimable. See? All right. Now, let's get into it. All right, core values. So that is what core values. What are your core values? You heard me say the definitions and etymologies, but that's just the guide. That's just the generals. What your core values are usually shaped by your experiences. By your experiences in a relationship with your parents or lack of, with your coaches or lack of, your friends or lack of, and your romantic partners or lack of. So your core values is everything that you've experienced until now. You may not have defined them now, but you feel or have thought a certain way. And they may not have been, you haven't probably wrote them down, because there's a lot of people who haven't written down their core values, who are just being taught this stuff or not being taught certain core values. But that's what it is. If it's not written down, or you don't see it every day, or you don't practice it every day, then your core values are, they can be a weak foundation, but they're also can be adaptable. They can be changed later on, if that is for the person you're becoming. That's a personal journey that you should look into for yourself. So what exactly should you be doing? Your core values. It's a personal journey in order to really find out who you are. Because when you find out who you are, you can more than likely find your reflection in your partner. And all the partners that you have, there's a bit of a reflection of them in you, and you in them. Let me lock this screen. Core values is something you find out on your own. You have a partner. You are, in order to look for something in a partner. What are you looking for in a partner? It's not just one thing. Maybe it can be, but I would aspire. I would want you guys to aspire to look for more than just one thing to look forward to a relationship. Okay, and there's got to be a few things, at least a few, 3 to 6. A couple is 2. A few is 3 to 6. Single, one thing is 1. So yeah, what are you looking for in a partner? It comes to your core values. What do you value? There's plenty of things that you need to think about. This is something that you should absolutely think about when you are looking for a partner, actively looking for a partner. What are your core values? Now, when you find out what your core values are, and you start dating, this is how it should be. I think it should be. You should find out who you are first. Make sure everything that you got going on for you straight. Financially, it's cool, but you without that peace of mind, without that without that peace of mind, the financial stability really doesn't make that much of a difference, because there's a lot of people going through it with money, and they don't really know how to make their lives better or have any peace of mind because of all the things that they've gotten all the things that they've experienced just having money. And I never want to be in such a position, because no, I need my peace of mind comes first. It always will come first. The money's cool, yeah, but if I'm doing something, it's more than likely I'm doing it because I love to do it, or that it's necessary, not really because it's for the money. Yeah, certain things, yeah, like jobs, yeah, obviously you expect to be compensated for it. But like if it's something like your hobbies and your passions, just worry about that. If it's something like that, you shouldn't really be looking for no monetary gain. If you do, that's fine, but for the most part, it's something that you love. It's not really something that you care if there's money on it. If you started without having money, it shouldn't really matter when you do. That's just how I look at it. But that's not even what I'm even getting at. For real. When it comes to your core values, like, I was just listening to a podcast today. It's called Verbal Cardio by Tony Baker. There was this young man. He said he was almost 30, so but that's still pretty young compared to comedian Tony Baker. He's of a younger generation, like a young millennial. Yeah. So like a young millennial in his high 20s. That's what he said. But he was explaining, and this isn't going to be about talking about, and they were talking about women and like the red pill guys. Well, they was mainly addressing his pandering allegations, Tony Baker. So you can go check out that episode. It's usually on the last half of it, but listen to the full episode because it's a really good episode. But yeah, where I found most interesting in that episode is that they were talking about the red pill man, and what a red pill man is usually the alpha male, high value type of, you know where I'm going with this, if you've heard of that already. Yeah, like those type of men and how they are how they treat women. So when it comes to that based on their core values, they got pretty weak foundations. It's very aggressive and radical core values that don't really sit right with a lot of women. It sit right with some women, of course, because they're attracted to that, and there's a lot of women attracted to that. No shame in that. I'm just saying, and when you stop treating women like, when the objective of what they were saying, I'm just paraphrasing and just getting from what I'm saying it, not saying exactly how they said it or he said it. They don't look at women as people. They objectify them to the highest degree. They only want something from them, to get something from them, and they can't really name what they really like about women, and that's crazy. But that will be a different episode. I will get on that. Trust me. Whenever I feel like whenever I feel like it's gonna be something, don't worry. I will get on that, because what they were saying, it really got it. I really had to stop and think. It's like, man, this is some really good information. It's a really good perspective on how to treat women moving forward. I mean, like, of course they're still going to say, like, yeah, they got their dealings with women and their experiences that they got from them, good and bad, but they're better off. But they still see women as people. They still see them as human and not objectifying as sexual objects. So I said all that to say a lot of people's core values not where they should be. I mean, if you're gonna objectify a person based off of height, based off of superficial things, just facial features. Now I do understand, like, people like what they like and there's a preference, but there's a little, they put that preference is holding a lot of stereotypes, like, really heavily. Like, you cannot use preference so loosely. A preference is liking what you like, but there's a bigger scope that comes with a lot of bias, that comes with it, stereotypes, prejudice. It comes with a lot of narratives that that generalize certain groups of people way more than others. And the thing with that is that's not going to help. That's going to be a problem. If you're going to look for a partner, you should look for like-mindedness. And a lot of people aren't looking for no like-mindedness. They're actually looking just to bash people all day and that. Now, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. When you're actually looking for a partner, get all of that out of there. Get all that out of there. You got to unlearn all that nonsense. Some of it can be valid, but a lot of it is just too aggressive. Just relax on that. Okay? So I said all that to say, it's important when you're looking for a partner that you treat the people as humans. They come with emotions, feelings, and thought patterns that can be different from yours. But are their core values the same?